Recently, the sparks which are igniting on the Indo-China border, a wave of boycott China which is flowing through our nation, and in the midst of all that, the government's call for an Atmanirbhar Bharat. On this series of events, my young mind questioned that why is all this happening? Is it connected somehow? Is my India not self-sufficient enough? And from these thoughts arose this new video titled My India, a Self-Sufficient Nation. Hi friends, the topic of today's video is My India, a Self-Sufficient Nation. The topics to be discussed in this video are: first, what is economy? Second, what is the use of buying Swadeshi goods? Third, which goods exactly are Swadeshi? Fourth, what is the reason for the Atmanirbhar project? Fifth, why does government not ban foreign products? And sixth, why should we start with China? So friends, what is economy basically? Economy has many meanings and definitions, but the simplest meaning is that the state of a country or region in terms of how many goods are produced, how many goods are consumed, and how much money is supplied. The more the goods produced and the more of the goods consumed, the more the economy. So, there are four factors of economy. What are they? The four different factors of economy are: firstly, capital. Capital means the money required for creating the goods and services. Second is labor. Labor is the human work done to produce goods and services. The third one is resource. Resource refers to all the land, water, and all other natural resources. And the last and the most important one is business. So why is business so important? Business brings together all these factors to produce and distribute goods and services. So in this slide, I am going to show you some graphs. In the first graph, it is a graph of the richest countries in the world, and India is at the 6th position. The next graph is of the top 20 largest countries by population, and in that India is at the 2nd position. The third graph is about the concentration of mineral resources all over the world, and in that also India has a prominent place. So what does these graphs tell us? These graphs tell us that to build a strong economy, out of the four factors, India has three factors in plenty, which are capital, labor, and resources. So my friends, why is India characterized as economically weak? I am going to show you some headlines which suggest that India is poor and India's GDP growth rate or economy is weak. So why is that, my friends? I have brought the answer to this question in my video. The answer I am going to explain in two parts. The first part I am going to explain by a chart. This chart is about fashion. So why have I chosen fashion? I have chosen fashion because it is the most profitable business and one of the most costly things come in fashion. So this graph clearly states that 57% of the world's fashion products are bought from China and USA. The second part of the reason is that Indian consumers buy most of these products from other countries, and Indian imports consist of 95% of Chinese imports. To say it in simple words, if we import goods worth 100 rupees in India, goods worth 95 rupees out of that comes from China. So now, what is the use of buying Swadeshi goods? First use is that the research suggests every 850 rupees spent at a local independent store to buy local goods provides 4,250 rupees for the local economy. What does it mean? That if we spend any amount to buy Swadeshi goods, then this amount will be multiplied by 5 and then transported to the economy. Secondly, when we buy more Swadeshi goods, the amount of factories increase. And if the amount of factories increase, then the amount of labor also increase. So this increases employment. The third is that this concept ensures that money which is used to buy Swadeshi goods revolves in our own country. Fourth is that it is common when people buy local products, their price reduces. Employers make more profit and this in turn increases the wages of employees. The fifth reason. And now the sixth reason, which is connected, that when the employers' salaries and wages increase, the taxes they remit to the government also increase, which in turn makes the government to earn more revenue. And the last one, this more revenue is used to develop infrastructure in our country. So now, which goods exactly are Swadeshi and which goods are Videshi? So let's take an example of the soap. The soaps which we use in our home are Lux, Lifebuoy, etc., which are foreign brands. 90% of homes have these brands. But do the same homes have Indian brands such as Medimix, Santur, Mysore Sandal, etc.? Now let's take an example of our own toothpaste. Colgate has become a very large brand in India. Today also, if we go in any departmental store, we demand for Colgate instead of demanding for toothpaste. But in the same country, do we demand for Meswak, Babool, etc. Indian products? Now let's talk about washing powder. Washing powders such as Rin, Surf Excel, Ariel and Wheel, which are foreign brands, are currently dominating the Indian household. But have you even heard about brands such as Ujala, Fena, Saras, Ghadi, etc.? So now, when we organize any kind of party, we organize for drinks. Drinks which include Mirinda, Fanta, Slice, Mountain Dew, which are all foreign brands. But do we see Amul Lassi, Rasna, Jaljeera Soda, etc. at the same party? Now, lastly, let's talk about noodles. 2-minute Maggie is the most catchy line in advertisements till now. Noodles such as Maggie, Knorr, Yippee are found in almost every home. But at the same homes, do you find Zupi Hakka noodles or YY noodles? From all of the above things, we must have understood that we must buy and promote local goods. So, this is the same thing which is preached by the government in its Atmanirbhar Abhiyan. Atmanirbhar Abhiyan tells you to buy and promote local products and be vocal for the local. So now, why can't government ban foreign products? This is a very likely question that arises in each and every person's mind. There are many reasons for this, friends. The first reason is a legal reason. As per the rules made by the World Trade Organization, it is not possible to impose a full ban of imports from any other country, even if our country has no relations with that country. The second reason is, for India, China is the fourth largest export destination and the biggest import destination. So suddenly, one fine day, if we ban all the products coming from China, then it will not be possible for the Indian factories to produce a large amount of goods which was before sourced from China and at cheap rates. The third is that banning Chinese products will never work for India, but strengthening the Make in India initiative will help us to go the long way. In this slide, I am going to talk to you about why should we start with China. I have brought 3 to 4 reasons to start with China. The first of them being that out of the total India's imports, Chinese imports account for 95% out of them. From the brush which we use early in the morning to the bed on which we sleep at night, many things we come in contact are sourced from China. This graph also clearly states the blue bar is the exports from India and the red bar are from the imports from China. we can see the trade deficit between these two. India imports organic chemicals, mineral fuel and cotton raw materials. But China imports electrical machinery, TV, reactors, boilers, etc., which are finished products. The second reason being that even though we accept 95% of our total products coming from China, in contrast, China doesn't let any products or softwares enter their country. So I'm going to ask you a very simple question. The mobile in which you are seeing my videos, which 5 prominent apps do you see which you use every day? Google, Twitter, WhatsApp, YouTube, Facebook, right? These are the apps which I am showing you now. But the main thing is that, my friends, that China has not let any of these apps enter their country. They have developed their own indigenous apps to replace these apps. For example, for Google they are using Baidu, for Twitter they are using Weibo, for Facebook they are using Renren, for YouTube they are using Youku.com, and for WhatsApp they are using WeChat. So now, from all of the above information, you must have understood that China is a very powerful nation. So when will China's power reduce? China's power will only reduce when there are revolutionary feelings within the country. When will there be revolutionary feelings? Revolutionary feelings will only be present when China's economy will fall. 1962. We all must remember the date for the famous Indo-China War or the Sino-Indian War. This war caused China to attack and annex 37,000 square kilometers of the Indian area, which is Tibet as we call it now. What do you think, friends? Why did China attack on our country at such a crucial time? It attacked on our country because at that time also China's economy had fallen and people were stirring for a revolution. So to divert the people's attention, the then Chinese president attacked India so that nationalism will flow throughout the nation. In this slides or in this video, I am not promoting any kind of anti-China sentiments, and this all is for your information. So this information which I am giving you is sourced from the following reliable sites whose names I am publishing in such an animation to you. So friends, it is a common thing that every good thing should start from our own self. So we have also started this good work from our own self. Firstly, we have deleted all the Chinese apps from our phones. And secondly, we have also replaced a product which is commonly used, which is Colgate. We have replaced Colgate with Vico Vajradanti and Dantakanti, which are Swadeshi brands. We have replaced one product, and I urge you to also replace only one product. And if we all replace only one product, then also with such a large population in our country, we can bring about a massive change. So with this request, I end my presentation. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.